making these booties, St. Patrick's baby booties. So we go and make our loop. We go 1 and 2. We pick up our yarn from the back, and here we have it. On that loop, we're going to make, that's our chain up, and we're going to make 9 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 single crochets into that loop, and we close it. We pull at that and we close our loop, and now we go into that first single crochet, into that first chain, and we're going to go in there and pass and pass. So now we have our 9 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On that first one that you see, which is the next one where we passed on that one, we go into the next one, and into that chain we do 2 single crochets. That's 1 and 2. On the next one we also do 2 single crochets. That's 1 and 2. And on the next one we do only 1. That's 1. So we repeat that. It's 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets in the same loop, and then another one, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets in the same loop, and then we go and do 1. So again, we do 1 and 2 in that same chain. We do 1 and 2 in the same chain, and we end with 1. Now the way I like to do it, instead of carrying a marker, is that I pass my yarn to the front, and that's how I know that that's where my round ends. So I do not slip stitch anymore, so I go in directly into the next one, and I do 1, whoops, let's go get it, 1 and 2 into that same chain, and then do 1 into the next one and 1 into the next one. So now we have 1 and 2 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 1, 1 and 2 and 1 and 1, 1 and 2 and 1 and 1. So now, after the first round, I have 15 stitches. After this second round, I have 20. I pass my yarn to the back to know that that's where I left off. And I am going to just go and single crochet each one of these for 9 or 10 rows, depending on how big your booty is. What I did is that for newborn, I did 8 rounds. This is an F hook. This is baby yarn number 3. So I did 8 rounds, counting the first one, and I will see you after I do my 9 rows. That means on every round I pass my yarn, and that will signal the first one that I have to count 20 of. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and that's where my yarn is. Therefore, that's where I finished my round. I now have my 9 rounds. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, that's where my yarn is. From now on, I am going to go back and forth, and I don't go around anymore. I go back and forth, so I make 1 and turn. Now I make my 20 going that way. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And I end up in the same space. I do my 1 chain up and do the 20 the other way, and I will see you when I finish doing the rounds that I need to do. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 rows, and then the next 2 rows you are going to, I have my chain up, and you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 single crochets, and then the 9th and the 10th you are going to go and pick up, and then go to the next one and pick up, and now you have your 3 chains there. Now you yarn over and take all 3 off. On the next 2 you do the same thing. You go and pick up, and you go and pick up, and then you take all those 3 off, and you crochet to the end of the row, which is 8 stitches. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So now I do my chain up, and I'm going to do the same thing, but of course this time I'm going to single crochet 7. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and the next 2 I am going to go and pick up, go to the next and pick up. Now I have my 3 stitches there. Yarn over and take all 3 off, and do the same thing again. Go in there and pick up, go in there and pick up, and now you take all the 3 off at the same time and do your last 7 single crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're done. Let's cut our yarn. We're going to leave a tail enough because we're going to sew into there. So we pass our yarn through, and there we have it. So that's the way it looks. Isn't that cute? So the yarn that went through back and forth, which is the one in here, we're going to pass it through. We're going to tighten that and sew it. Just weave it through. We're going to go in there and make a little stitch in order to make our knot. Let's get this straight. There we go. We make our knot and then we weave it in so it doesn't show. Then we can cut it. Now, the outer part, this part here, you see this here, this is where we took off the stitches so that it makes a nice round. This is already made, but see how it makes a nice round and it's not pointy at the bottom where the baby's foot is. So it looks like this and not all pointy like anyway. So we're going to take our yarn and go to the first stitch on the other side, go in there, because we're going to sew this part, yes, the back. That part there is going to be left open, and we'll go and sew this part here. So back and forth we go there and then there and out this side and up and in this side and up, down this side and up, and down that side and up. Of course there's going to be a time when I have to take my finger off, but as long as I can hold the booty in place. So now I go and in that part and up, in that part and up, in there and up, in there and into the next, and this will be, I still have one more from here to there, and now I can bring my yarn inside the booty and make a little knot there. Try not to make big knots. The baby's feet are very soft. They don't like rough edges. So in there, cut it, and you have your booty. And then of course you can put your little bow or whatever you want in there, and that's the way they look. Aren't they cute? So this is the way they look. And of course if you want a bigger booty, you make more rounds at the beginning and more rows back and forth here. And if you want them much larger, you use worsted yarn and a G hook. This is baby yarn with an F hook. If you want them bigger, you use a G hook with worsted yarn. And thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and comment and like this video and pass it along.
Thank you.